DeepSeek R1 is always busy and I'm sick of it. I do want to use it, but I think without sending the data to China, I can use the DeepSeek API from here, which I don't really mind. If you don't want to send your data to China, you can also access DeepSeek R1 through other websites like Replicate. Replicate actually hosts it, DeepSeek R1, so I'm going to use that. I do want to create a chat for myself because I can't access DeepSeek half the time and it's way better than O3 Mini for my use cases. And I'm going to build it very quickly. I'm going to use my cursor rules to build autonomously. Let's go create. So I've created a Next.js app and then I will open my cursor and I'll just say, I want to copy my cursor rules though for this to properly work. Cat cursor rules pb copy, and I can just say cursor rules. By the way, there's a new way to do cursor rules. And great. You must find and update the user story. So I have a slightly different way of doing it. Many people use project PRDs, product requirement specifications. I don't really like it because it's just one file. And I use something called as user stories, which will be covered in my course. Because I have these cursor rules, it will take care of everything else. So I have a Next.js app. I want to connect it to DeepSeek R1 model. You can use OpenAI. The model name is DeepSeek R1. This is a reasoning model. I do want to create a chat interface. It does have reasoning tokens. I'm going to access this model using Replicate API. So I'll give you the Replicate token, and also I do want a chat interface to do the back and forth. This is because I can access their main website and I want to do a chat application using the Replicate API so that I have my own server for my own use. And I'll give you the docs for Replicate, how to use the thinking tokens, and create this app. Add this criteria that I should be able to chat using DeepSeek, using DeepSeek R1 model using Replicate. So that's what because of my cursor rules I have, it should work whenever I say add criteria. So let's create a docs folder. Click on that, and grab the API and copy the whole thing. Be that, and also learn more. Actually, I copy. Maybe I don't need this. No, this is Replicate documentation. No, DeepSeek AI. DeepSeek AI, DeepSeek R1. So I'm going to copy the whole thing, and that. Yeah, you can add the docs in the cursor docs as well, but I prefer this way because I can refer that in the documentation here. So I'll just do, actually what I will do is I'll create a folder. I'll say user stories. Actually, what I usually do is notes, features, and I will add a .md. Let's say add this user story to DeepSeek chat MD, and I'll just say docs to refer to, and the story details here, acceptance criteria, etc. Do not change below. I have a whole system to do this. Using that, it works when I'm developing MVPs, like software for testing. Let's see if this works. Yeah. Don't delete anything that says docs to refer to. Add the story details to the top of the file in DeepSeek-chat.md. Just submit. So you have all because I have a lot of experience working in enterprise, bigger projects, so I have structured in a very specific way. So you can see that you'll get a diagram and everything, the flow. As a user, I want to have a chat interface that allows you to interact R1 model. Let's just see what happens if it is doing what we intend to do. You send a message, streams message, initiate the stream with DeepSeek R1, processes with the model, comes back, model output, displays a stream response. Business rule, the chat interface must support streaming responses. Stream must preserve display thinking and reasoning tokens. Message must be processed securely using server-side Replicate API integration. The chat interface must maintain conversation history for context. Context system must handle API rate limits. All API calls must authenticated using API Replicate API token. User interface, implement a modern chat interface. Show display thinking reasoning tokens. Implement real-time streaming of responses. Show loading states during message processing. Set up secure Replicate API token management. Implement server actions for chat communication. Configure streaming responses handling. Set up proper rate limit to add to auto scope. Because if I just delete, it will, when it runs again sometime in the future, it will just pick it up. We'll just think that functionality is missing and add it back in. So I'll just add it to out of scope over there. Maintain conversation history, support markdown formatting and responses, implement proper error messages, enable conversation reset clear functionality, ensure secure API token storage, implement proper error boundaries, add request timeout handling, implement proper logging for debugging, add proper validation for user inputs. Implementation plan setup, environment variables, replicate token, chat interface, interface components, implement server actions, set up streaming, response handling, add conversation state management, implement handling and recovery, add logging and monitoring, implement proper security measures, replicate shared CN components, server sent events handling. That looks complete. So I'm just going to add a new window. Yeah, I try to keep the architecture and the user story generation and implement it separate, because I don't want to pollute the main. That's my workflow usually. So I will say, go ahead and implement this user story, do it fully. And once you're done, check the acceptance criteria to see if it is done. And if not, continue to do it until it is fully done. Iterate using your tools. Understand the code base first before implementing any feature, any acceptance criteria. And I'll just say, give DeepSeek chat. Now you get to know my cursor workflow as well. Run command. So this is all coming from my cursor rules. This cursor doesn't automatically do all the searching and understanding the code base. Actually, you can separate it with the new cursor releases, but run command. What's happening there? Can't really do anything. It's creating the logging system so that it can monitor whatever error is happening. This is also a requirement from me. So instead of actually using a boilerplate, I have all the rules. So it's actually creating the boilerplate on the fly. So I made it to work autonomously using my cursor rules. I am trying to run it. I have managed to get it working autonomously. It tries to fix itself and stuff like that so that I don't have to do a lot of back and forth. I just edit the user story and tell it to do that. I think it's a rookie mistake to do the back and forth with cursor, trying to use it like ChatGPT. You can do it. That's what it is designed for, I think. But yeah, with all its limitations for now, I'll just use my method. This is what is working for me. It'll be very embarrassing after all this. It doesn't work. Accept all, run command. Hopefully it will create in one shot, but we'll see. It won't, because Cursor has a tool calling limit of 25. So it will obviously, if it doesn't finish it before, then it will stop at chalk. I don't even know. I think it's for coloring. So it's actually checking whether it has actually done everything. So this is why I prefer user stories. You can see everything is done. So when I'm doing usually other software for clients, it is just this mostly, but it takes a while to generate the whole app. And sometimes even if it says that it has completed all that, doesn't mean that it has actually completed it. Accept it and say, let's run the dev server in the foreground, actually in the background, and let's listen to it. Let's start the dev server. All right, run command. That will open up a new window. Let me drag it down here. All right, so echo replicate token is checking whether the environment variable has been set properly. I noticed that a replicate API token is not set. So this won't work for you the same way because these are all my cursor rules. I'm just going to update the token here. Let me just create a replicate token very quickly. API token. I can use maybe one of these. And after that, so it's actually listening to this terminal as well. Start the server again with proper token. Let's just continue testing the user story and give me the test scenarios and I'll test it. It gave me the test data as well. And also, yeah, I updated the local file. It's actually, once you have the token, you can edit the env local file and restart the server. Application will be loaded. The new environment token is already loaded because of hot reload. Send basic message and all that scenario markdown. I don't really need all that, but you have some data to test it. Let's see what it has done though. DeepSeek chat, not bad. All right, you need to give me a content calendar for LinkedIn for SEO for my SEO audience. Actually, I have no idea about SEO. I just do technical stuff. They seem to work. Okay. SEO audience for 7 days. Let's see. Thinking. What's happening? Nope. All right. So there's an error. Let's see. I'm just going to tell you. Can you see the errors happening in the terminal? And can you correct these? Add the fixes to the as criteria to the user story. Go ahead and implement it and update the user story. Has updated the story diagram. So there must have been a mistake in the architecture. Can cancel stream handles cleanup. It has added that. What else did it add? Ensure, okay, proper cleanup. Client side, readable stream for technical notes. Yeah, how the fix happened. So it keeps track of everything. Let's just say, oh, should I copy that? Create a LinkedIn calendar, content calendar for 7 days around SEO subjects, for bringing in SEO clients for hospitality clients in and around London. Let's just say, it's too thinking. Hey, yeah, it's working. So that's the thinking portion, I think. It's not really very well formatted, but it is usable. I like it. So now it has thought, this is a thinking portion. And now, do you want to know how much still running? 280. I think I started How much does it cost? It definitely does cost more than DeepSeek API hosted at the China server. If you don't want to send to China your data, this is it. So if you need this code, just let me know. Subscribe to the channel and leave me a comment. Promote this video and then I'll send you the code. Yeah, it is not pretty, but it is usable. But can I do a follow-up message? That is a question. Unbeatable. Can you show me the day 6 message, the whole content, what to exactly post? So let's see if it has a memory of what we are talking about. Yeah, it's fine. Two thinking, it's fine. Yes, it remembers. It remembers. It's so better than O3 Mini, even O3 Mini at this point. O3 Mini is good at coding, I think, but but for content creation, DeepSeek is, and also reasoning. I like the reasoning because you can look at these thinking tokens and you get to see how it thinks, and you can use the thinking pattern to improve your own thinking, if you will. So that's it. So what's the damage here? Let's do 87. Not bad. It's like 4 cents. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all for that interaction. Yeah, I've done, what do we have here? I've added this one more thing that you can add your own replicate keys. Don't try to use mine. I'll revoke it right after. And now I'll ask what? Can you write an SEO optimized article for the keyword AI image generators? Let's see. You know what? It'll be good. I will add search tool as well. I'll make it much similar to what we have. I actually don't need this to hang around like that, but well, you can insert your own replicate API key if you want to. Maybe should be collapsible. Not bad. It's adding FAQs and everything like that without even telling it anything. It's much better than ChatGPT or like for content creation or like coming up with YouTube title and stuff like that. That's why. All right, I'm going to post it to my website, so it will be somewhere around like something like chat. I'll do that and then you can access it. All right, that's it. I'll see you in the next one.